Good afternoon. It is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you on a Sunday, just after 1 o'clock. It's been a busy week, and we're going in here in the Northeast. I live here on in the Northeast of the United States. It looks like we're going back into another heat wave, which I just thought the temperatures had just dropped enough that I was feeling like I could actually go out walking again, because my ankle's actually a lot better. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so I was like, oh, great. I went out yesterday. It was a little bit hot, a bit too hot for walking. And I have to remember, I was going to say my age, but I do have to remember my age. And we've had a lot of really poor quality air here, which has drifted down from Canada and then across the United States. It's been like poor visibility, and you could, like, everybody was coughing, and yeah, it was not nice. And I'm really sorry that, Canada's having these wildfires again. If it's not Canada, it's California that we get. And last year, in August, we actually had wildfires here, popping up spontaneously. In different areas, which I've never experienced before. And the same as this is like the hottest year on record. I've lived here for 34 years. I keep saying it's like 20 something. And then I realized my older son is 40 at the beginning of September. And I'm like, wait, he was 6 when we moved here. So somewhere I lost 10 years, right? And I was like, So what I actually want to come on to talk about I want to pull some cards for this week. We're now 2 days out of Lionsgate, and I feel like we're coming out of this, and what manifested for me, which is interesting because that's so what I'm feeling is, as we came through Lionsgate, for me, it's about manifesting, and I've redone my altar. I often do I have 2 altars that I occasionally move around, but I felt very drawn to actually do an altar for manifestation. It's always been, it's a bit like, as I've told you about me wanting to do inner child work. I'm like, manifest it. Yeah, I don't need to go there, but clearly we all need to. And it's not about, I don't feel it's about me. I need to manifest something big, but I'm just hearing manifestation. I'd like to manifest, more people coming to my YouTube, manifest more people listening to my work, more people. So really, so I'm hearing talk about the soul. So it's really my soul is saying, you need to manifest as we come out of Lionsgate. So I'll be talking more about that as I do the cards. I will show you my altar. I put a lot of my crystals outside yesterday because we had a lot of sunshine. And then it was a full moon last night, even though when I went out to look, it seemed cloudy, but I left my crystals out anyway. I'm going to be bringing some quartz crystals in. I have a couple of big ones. I've also been drawn to bells. So I couldn't make my mind up the other day. I felt like I wanted a bell, to, like, sometimes what I'm hearing is when you put out your thoughts, you can ring a bell, or it's a ringing a bell for spirit to come in. I'm being shown like the old-fashioned seances, and they would put a bell. I don't know, this is just what I'm being told. They would put a bell on the table and ask spirit to ring it. So I'm not sure I got them for that. But anyway, I saw 3 that I was like, oh, I like all of those. And I couldn't decide, and they weren't very expensive. So I got all 3. And they're actually 3 different sizes, which is interesting. So 3 different types of bells. One is actually a dragon bell that I will take a picture of my altar. I've got a candle burning right now as we're speaking. And I thought, I've got nothing to lose than to do some manifesting. And it's sort of feeling like it's a rebirth. As we've come through Lionsgate, it's this new stepping onto a new, for me, it's stepping onto another lifetime, another pathway. And I'm like, why not try manifesting? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write some things down. I'm going to put them on my altar each day and really visualize what I want for, because last year Lionsgate was big for me. So I think, what's going to manifest in this next year? So August 2026, what's that going to look like? So stay tuned on that. If you're doing some manifesting, I would love to hear how other people are manifesting. Do you have any favorite mantras? Do you have favorite even invocations? I was feeling, for me, it feels like it's intention. I need to get it on an intention wave, is what I'm hearing. So also this week, for me, was exciting because not only did I get a message that I brought through from the one source, but I also channeled my higher aspect of myself, Edward. And I have a feeling he might come through at the end of this, because now that he's saying, now that we've cleared the channel, I just listened to it again because I don't remember a lot of that. And he was talking about how we're like eggs. If you imagine, because we're surrounded by auras, but if you think we're like an egg, and when it starts cracking, as our light starts to shine more, it's that pushing out, and then the egg breaks open, and then that's our rebirth, right? The light comes out, and then we are here again. I've mentioned before that I got very clear messages last month that my soul's contract had ended right now. So whatever path I step on is a new path. And I think more people are hearing that. So it was prior to Lionsgate, I heard that my soul contract to come here to Earth had ended, which didn't mean my life here was ending. It just is, now it's your choice. You came here to clear lots of things that have happened in multiple lifetimes, to step into your power, to claim who you are, all of that stuff. And here I am, like right now. So that was pretty powerful. And then to feel this Lionsgate as a rebirth is interesting. I was actually on, I was a guest on a podcast last night, which is not going to be out until October, as soon as that's published or I get any snippets of it. But interesting, we had, it's April DeVille, actually DeMille. We were talking about how people get our names wrong. She's doing a series of podcasts, and we had not connected for quite a few years, and yet we fell into a rhythm. We fell into confirming some of the things that I was talking about, she was confirming, and vice versa. So again, it's this, I seem to be on this path of confirmation of, as things come in, as I'm sharing them, I'm getting confirmation from, they're saying I'm getting confirmation from Earth. So it's like, even though I don't doubt what I hear or what I'm told or what I channel, it's always good for I'm hearing, it's nourishing to the soul to have confirmation. So that's that message. So yeah, I did. So that was sort of big things, and so certainly the weather and just honouring ourselves, I feel, has been big. I actually have, as I realise, I've got my raven pendant on, and I have raven earrings on today. So I feel like they've got some messages for us. I haven't used this deck for a couple of days. So let's see, because that and the Goddess deck have, and I also felt with this portal, this Lionsgate portal that opened, and is going to be open till, I think, the 12th, till Tuesday, is going to remain open. It's felt very, very galactic to me. Lots of galactic. I've been seeing images of spacecraft. I've used, I might use one of the Oracle decks, the Wisdom of the Galactics. I like those cards. That's by my friend Dr. Lisa Thompson, who is all thing galactic. She lives on Hawaii, and she was the first person I connected with about dragons, because I've shared the story about how I first saw my dragons, and then I really didn't know who. I like asked a few people, and everyone was saying, I don't know what you're talking about, dragons. Like, I don't connect with dragons. But Lisa had, and she sees real-time ETs. So, and has got fabulous stories about that. So let's see, nature. So I wonder what this message is. Nature, routine. Ah, I'm hearing back to school. And exposed. Oh, something's going to get exposed. So let's just, I'm going to just pulled all those off. And let me just cut the deck. Mischief. So we've got where this is always confirming when cards start flying all over the place, it's that we're onto something, right? That's what I'm hearing. They're like, yep, you're onto something. Sometimes I'm never sure quite what we're onto. So we've got somebody's up to mischief, right? And we know that crows can be extremely mischievous. But they're also exposing something. And I think this, I've heard this on a couple of other people that do direct channeling, that there's going to be some sort of big exposure of somebody. They're showing me an elevated person. So like it could be anywhere in the world, and I'm not going to speculate on that, especially as this is YouTube. That we'll get our messages from nature. And again, I think this is when the raven came in for me, it was about connecting with nature. And actually, I haven't seen him, or actually I had 4 at one point. So I think ravens come and go sometimes. They're probably somewhere else causing mischief. And then they're talking about the need for routine. And I think when things become unsettled in our lives, or our routine gets upset, we long to go back to a routine. It's a bit like if you go away on vacation. This is what I'm being shown. You go away on vacation and you don't have a set routine, and then you come back, and getting back into work or getting back into school is sometimes it takes some time. And it's that time of year. We're in August where a lot of people are going on vacation, coming back from vacation. I'm not taking any vacation or I don't have school-age children anymore, so I don't need to take that time off. But I am actually taking some time off in September, and I'm planning to go into the mountains. I need to, there's a few things I want to do, a few places I want to go to. So I'm going to go north, probably the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and then go across to Maine, because my son actually loves going to Maine. So we'll probably spend a couple of days there. It's just a few days away, but just sort of enough to break the routine, right? So I think that's those messages. So let's see what the goddess, and these are for this week, right? So I might have to come back to those. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm good at putting things away, right? And then I don't remember where I put them. So the goddess. So yeah, I think there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of planets still retrograde. So for a lot of people get affected. I've always been, you know, we often use that, oh, Mercury's retrograde. I believe it's going direct soon. But there have been quite a few planets, so a lot of us have been feeling like we've been going backwards rather than forwards. So maybe that's where I've got this feeling that I need to do some manifesting. I'm not quite sure yet what words I'm going to have. I'm going to sit with that for a couple of hours before I start writing down some things that I want to manifest, because I have a feeling I need to use the right wording, because you don't want to manifest what you don't want. I'm really good at that. So I have to say I'm good at that. So we've got Guinevere again. She came up this week. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So I see this as, I jokingly said, oh, well, that's nice, true love. I don't have one. Maybe that's one of the things. Oh, yeah, they're going, that's what I need to manifest, right? They're going, it's time. Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing the inner work. It's a bit like inner child. I go, I'll dip my toes in and then I pour them out again. So maybe that's something that, you're never too old, right? I'm really good at giving other people advice. I'm not very good at actually taking that advice. Let's see. Bridget. Oh, another message of, so Bridget, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. That's always a good card. Any of those powerful women. I was just listening to a podcast. Oh, and we have Hathor. Receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So awesome cards for this week, especially as I'm talking about manifesting. So let's do one more goddess card. And then we'll have a couple from the Galactics. All right, let's go bottom card. White Tara. Sensitivity. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. Again, conversation I had yesterday. I love these when I get confirmation. And I say that all the time. I think what I've realized about this, as we're evolving, as we evolve, and as our vibration changes, like I find this really exciting, that it's like, having those aha moments, and it's like, wow. And what I've found is that I seem to be the person, even when I do readings for people, it's often confirming something they've already been told, confirming a situation that's already happened. So, yeah, you are becoming increasingly sensitive. I hope not to chemicals. I struggle enough with a few food things, which are under control, but has made me be very aware of what I'm putting in my mouth. So what did I say? Wisdom of the Galactics. Let's see what wisdom they have for us for this week. And they're very active. As I've said here, when the few nights that I've been out to look, we've had very low clouds. Oh, that's interesting. There's reptilians again. So one of the questions I was asked yesterday was about the reptilians. And I said that reptilians have a bad rap, right? Everybody thinks of the bad ETs or the reptilian. I think because of sometimes how they look. This one, not so much. But that's the Zeta. Some of the reptilians look very fierce looking. But like everything, not all reptilians are bad. And I try to avoid the darkness. I don't want to go down there. I heard somebody talking, actually on Lionsgate, I think it was, about facing the dark. And I'm like, not all of us are meant to do that. The same as when I talk about dragons. My dragons are not fighting dragons. My dragons are here to support us here on earth, to support me. They've helped me open my heart. They've helped me. I had a wonderful experience with them where literally my heart burst open because I had spent too many years literally holding on to it. I had chains around it. I had like, nobody is going to break my heart again, ever. That's not happening. And they allowed me to feel unconditional love through them. So there's no way I'm jumping on a dragon and I'm going to go out there fighting. No, not me. Oh, so this one's just jumped down as I said that. Oh, look, transformation, reptilian. So again, that's from, so transformation. I think we had that one this week when I pulled these. I do give them a good shuffle. And I think when we keep getting the same repeated message, it means we need to pay attention to it. So I'm going to do 3 cards. Pleiadians, empathy. So that goes along with the sensitivity. So we're becoming more empathetic. And Agarthians. Oh, so this is, I connect very much to the Agarthians. This was, again, as I talked about dragons and opening my heart, that was when I went on a journey to Agarthia, which is inner earth. These are inner earth people, but they're still extraterrestrials. This is where I first encountered, I already had dragons. I'd never seen them. And at least 5 or 6 literally came this close to me. And each of them were different colors. Each of them had different colored eyes. And they asked me to hold their faces, which was just beautiful. And as I stared into their eyes, my heart burst open. And they told me, and I get teary when I talk about this, but they told me that the doors and windows of my heart had burst open. So I hold a very dear place in my heart for Agarthia. It is the most beautiful place that I've ever seen in all of my journeys. I'm told a lot of people do not have the privilege of seeing inner earth or seeing Agarthia because it is so beautiful. People don't want to come back. But I do remember being there. I have memories. And even now I can conjure up those pictures that I saw that they feel like they're ingrained in me. So I know that I was an Agarthian. I lived in inner earth as an extraterrestrial. I know that. But I think for me, that connection is heart connection, because that was where I, for the very first time ever in my life, had felt that true love, that heart bursting open. And it was just amazing. And so I can't not, but talking about that, and I talked about that a little bit yesterday. There's so much that you can't cover it in an hour's podcast. Any of you that have connected with me know that I could talk for hours about dragons, or what I've learned from the dragons, or what else they've guided me to. So, so that's interesting. So let me, again, so as I do, we are going on a little dance here. Reptilians, transformation, empathy, and harmony. So as I've pulled the reptilian card again, I'm just going to look at transformation. If you're interested in the other cards, let me know. But reptilian transformation, because as I said, when we keep getting cards, it means that we need to pay attention. Oh, so what I just talked about, the affirmation is, I transform into my new reality. So see yourself transforming into your reptilian guide so that you can know what it knows. Notice how your body feels. Look out of their eyes and see how you might perceive things differently from this view with this wisdom. What would you like to transform in your life? This reptilian body has the ability to shapeshift to transform into what you desire it to be. So the skin shedding off of the reptilian, see the skin shedding off the reptilian body, allowing it to emerge into new experiences. The shedding of the layers allow you to get deeper into your inner wisdom, into what you still need to heal. As you're seeing your skin shed off, witness evolution as each layer comes off. See yourself transform into the new reality that you would like to create. See how the perception of your new environment changes as you're shedding these layers. Release what no longer serves you. Focus on the present and what you are transforming into now. So, goes along with exactly what I just talked about. Again, I can't make this stuff up. So, Wisdom of the Galactic Oracle deck, Dr. Lisa Thompson. Beautiful message from them. So let's do, all right, the dragons are going. I haven't used them for a while. I did talk about them yesterday. So let's just have the last few words from the dragons. And then we'll see if there's anything else that we need to talk about. But I think more people are feeling the galactics are connecting with these higher realms. You've heard me say it before, but the easiest way is to be very connected to Earth, however you connect. And the deeper that your roots go, the higher vibrations that you can connect to. A grandmother dragon, memories. So memories are coming up here, memories of childhood. Guardian angel dragon, reminding us that we're not alone. And Atlantis dragon, Jason, protection, parallel universe, and lives. So when I pull this card, it's pink. This is letting us know that we here on Earth, or Earth as a planet, is very protected. So not only do we have angels, we have dragons surrounding the Earth. I can see them now. And it's like an angel, a dragon, and a few other guides. So there's a lot of protection. That's what they want us to know. The guardian angel dragons, they're part of the guardian angel realm, and we're never alone. I talked about that last night. And grandmother dragon, that's just bringing us those beautiful memories. Most of us have like really fond memories of grandparents. It's very vibrant. It usually brings in memories of flowers, fragrances, just that memory of knowing that even though they're no longer here, they're with us, right? So I have a dragon now, grandmother dragon, actually putting her wings around me. So when this card comes up, it's usually that we need that hug, right? And I've said this before, but by the time I was in my 20s, I did not have any grandparents alive. We're talking about the like 70s, 80s. My all of my grandparents are gone by the time I got married. So I didn't have them in my life as really sort of, or saw my children, but they have been around. They've all been around me, around my children as well. So even though sometimes, so I think that the reason they're telling me they're bringing that up is to remember that even the people that are not here physically on Earth with us are always with us, because you know they're going to be there when our time comes that we go across the Rainbow Bridge. They will be there. However you perceive getting there, they're going to be there with their arms open. I used to see for many years, when I used to close my eyes to do meditations, I would see almost like a cloud opening and all my relatives looking in, sort of looking down on me. Now I feel them like around that energy around me. So so I think let's just look. So we've got the goddess information is Guinevere was about love, bringing in love. Don't back down. Brigitte is bringing in that very powerful feminine energy. Hathor, receptivity, allow yourself to receive. So if you're going to be going on a manifesting journey, allow yourself to give and receive. And White Tara is reminding us that we are sensitive, and empathy was in another one of those cards, right? So, and then the raven, the crows were mischief, exposed, nature, and routine. So bringing some routine back into this month is the time. I remember when my kids were at school, this was the month when you've got to transition them back to getting ready for school, getting them to go to sleep, on, you know, not sleep all day, you know, that good stuff. And yeah, so I think that's sort of, do I have anything else? I'm just thinking. I think if I'm going to do, if there's going to be a transmission from Edouard, he wants me to do it as a standalone, and the same as the energy from the one. They're saying that I should keep them separate. So I can see both of them, and they're going, no, keep us separate and do this. So again, I'm going to ask you, if you enjoy these videos that I'm putting out, please subscribe and please share. Like, I really have a lot of energy behind me going, we need to get these messages out. We need to get these messages out. And it's not about my ego. Like it's just, I'm literally being pushed and they're telling me they're behind me, pushing me forward, because they say that there's a lot of things that I can tap into, but I need the audience. So that's going to be part of my manifesting, I think. So I need the audience. So if you want to join my Facebook group, you can find me on Facebook. I have a private Facebook group where I post these, and my if you want to join that, you can send me an email, which is eastcoastdragonlady@gmail.com. Thank you, those of you who have connected with me recently. Thank you to those of you that have joined my YouTube. It seems like there's a lot of information out there, so I'm always very happy when a lot of you have said they found me on YouTube. So I'm going to keep putting stuff on there, keep moving forward. I probably need to put more content onto YouTube, but that's a work in progress. So I hope everybody has a good week. I say it's Sunday here. I'm going to have a quieter Sunday afternoon. I've had a busy work week, so I'm going to be getting ready for next week. So if you have questions, if you want a reading, I do also do Dragon Empowerment Reiki sessions. If you just want to chat with me, I do a 45-minute free call where we can chat about if there's anything, if you feel aligned with my energy, I can do a reading for you. If you would like more from me, I'm open to hearing what you would like to hear. And also, I know Edouard said this, I'm sitting with the suggestion of actually having an evening, maybe a couple of hours, where we'll do it online on Zoom, because I don't really like Facebook Live. Do it on Zoom, so it would be private, unless any people want it published. I've done that when I've done readings before, where we can sit with Edouard and see whoever comes in, because as I've said, I've been shown as well that my egg has cracked open. So as I'm sitting here, I can see like I've cracked open, which has connected me with my higher self. And they're saying higher selves, there's more there. And it's allowing me to bring in higher frequency energy and and they're telling me, they're showing me words coming down, right? So they're showing me there's all these words coming in, and they're saying to talk. So they want me to share that, how I started 20 years ago was I used to do automatic writing. Well, I used to write, and while I was writing, or I would feel like my writing change. I would say, who is this? And sometimes at the end, they would give me a name. Sometimes it would mean something, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes I could find it if I Googled it. A lot of times I couldn't. But they were entities that I was channeling to write it down. I thought it was completely separate. What I've since been shown is that was the beginning of channeling. So if you're struggling, so some people say they struggle to channel. For me, it was like automatic. Like I don't have to do anything. And I, like, even when I'm doing these videos, I will often hear messages, or they say, talk about this. So they wanted me to let you know that it isn't hard. Like you're trying too hard if you can't connect, right? And we all do that sometimes, like, oh, I want to. It's like, relax. That's what they're telling me. Don't be so sensitive. Relax. Ground yourself. Like the first thing is to ground yourself so that you feel like nobody could pull you out of the ground. That's how firm you need to be. You can't be airy-fairy. You have to be fully grounded. Then you can, they're saying just start writing. And after a while, your hand hurts. I mean, I've done 4 or 5 pages and you're like, I can't write anymore. And if it's meant to be, it will happen. So just because you feel you want to channel doesn't mean that's what you're supposed to be doing. There's something else, right? So that's what they're saying. Don't be disappointed. That doesn't mean that you're not good enough, or why can't I do it? She can do it. And I ask that because I've seen people that have, sat, they've meditated, they've grounded, and they're like, oh, I can bring in so-and-so now. I get like well, actually, it's like they said, it was like I said last week, that it's like there's something in my outbox. That's how I called it. So I feel like there's an energy in my aura, and they very politely stepped into it, and they're saying, hello, we have a message. And then when I channel that message and send it, they've left my aura. So imagine it like that. Like somebody can step in and they're patient. They don't like keep saying, hey. Well, sometimes, because they want me to like get there and record that. Or as they say, speak into that. Because they remember that a lot of times who we channel may not have been here on Earth. Like most of us, the reason we don't remember being here is because we haven't been here before, or we don't feel we fit in because we're remembering our lifetimes, right? And not all of our lifetimes have been here on Earth. And as I said this yesterday, remember, is nobody is from Earth. We all have we have ETs, extraterrestrial, in our DNA. In our soul, we chose these bodies. I don't like the people talk about a meat suit. We chose these bodies to have an experience, right? So we're here just experiencing this for that experience, to clear what we needed to get those experiences. I see it like a big checklist, right? A big checklist. And we're like, oh, I came down. And I often say, I can't believe that I signed up for all of this, right? And I've been through a lot. They're showing me there's a few more things I've got to check off. But it's been many, so I'm 72. So it's taken me many years to get here, to even to be able to say this, because I didn't even know this then. So it is patient. There are people that are coming in, and I probably came in with it, but it wasn't my time to step forward and share. So don't be in a hurry. It will happen. Or you'll get whatever you came here for, you will remember, and you will remember when it's time to remember. So remember, just keep moving forward, breathe. I'm hearing breathe and connect, deeply connect, and you'll be surprised what happens. So let me know. I hope you all have a fabulous week. Stay cool. I'm going to say stay cool and stay calm, because when it gets so hot, we all get frazzled. So cool and calm this week. And if you're going to start manifesting, or you have, I'd love to hear how you're doing. So please post something, like and share, and I love you. Thank you.